Hello, Drake Hawkins Music Optimistic here. Today, I'm going to be doing another, reaction / response video, as I did to the Casey Cadence video or whatever a while back. This time to Cold Limb, who, put out a recent list, yesterday, in fact. I found it last night while, taking a fat shit. And yeah, it's probably one of the worst lists I've ever seen. It is apparently supposed to be the best album from every hip-hop subgenre. Yeah, let's just hop right into it, I suppose. Immediately, the video just starts out immediately with a terrible pick. Not that Life After Death is like a terrible album or whatever, but like the best in the gangster rap genre, you're just gonna fucking ignore NWA Ready to Die. Like, Ready to Die is probably the most acclaimed Biggie album and gangster rap album of all time, so I don't know why you would choose the posthumous album, because like Life After Death is the posthumous album, right? Yeah, it was released 16 days after his murder. What are you saying with this pick? Are you saying, oh yeah, gangster rap only got good when one of its biggest contributors fucking died? It's just kind of an odd place to start off. And then we're immediately jumping into Cloud Rap, a very odd switch, with At Long Last ASAP by A$AP Rocky. Now, I don't know if this is like a very beloved album in the genre, but this isn't one that I ever hear brought up when talking about Cloud Rap. It's always his Long Live ASAP, his mixtape, or it's like Six Kiss. Or it's like Young Lean stuff, because I don't know if this is like a very beloved album. Like, I've heard a few tracks from it, and it's pretty dang good. But the tracks that I've heard from his mixtape are so much better. And so much more influential, and the Clams Casino production on that and the Lil B album that I mentioned, Six Kiss, is so much more like influential. Well, God's Father as well is so much more like influential and like better. And then fucking jazz rap, To Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly, fantastic. My favorite album to this day. But I don't know if the first classification I would use for it is jazz rap. Like, technically, yes, it is like jazz-infused hip-hop, but it's more conscious hip-hop, more political hip-hop, more conscious, like, more than anything. If you want to pick out, like, best jazz rap album, Tribe Called Quest. They're, like, the most acclaimed best jazz rap combination that you can say definitely is jazz rap. Yeah, he's rapping and there are jazz musicians involved, but I don't know if no, I do know. Jazz rap is not the first categorization that I would use. Oh, yeah, fuck the judge. She's in love with who I... And then fucking Astroworld for trap. This one I can just flat out say no to. Because first off, Astroworld is one of those albums that just grows, that in my opinion, grows off you with time. Like, I feel like the first half of this album is pretty damn good. Sicko Mode, like he's playing. The track with Frank Ocean. Wake Up, Skeletons, No Bystanders. These are all fantastic, hard-hitting tracks. But a good deal of the second half of this album is like a nothing burger. Like, NC-17 with fucking 21 Savage is kind of trash, not gonna lie. The track with Migos, I'm pretty sure there's a track with Migos. That one's boring. The closer on this especially is like some of the most limp rap I've heard, period. Like, not to be a basic bitch or anything, but Rodeo is better. Utopia, his newest album, is like far better. Playboi Carti's Die Lit, probably my pick for best rap album ever. Denzel Curry's Taboo. Yeah, Astroworld is probably like one of the last picks I would have to choose if you put me on the spot to pick like my favorite rap album or the best rap album, because we're trying to be objective here. I fucking hate people who try to be objective. Slept through the flight, hey. She like all that gangsta shit. Drill, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon by Pop Smoke. It's probably the best drill album. I don't listen to a whole lot of drill, but I don't think this is a great, like the person who made this list could not have listened to this fucking album if he's putting this song as a representation of the drill sound. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is not drill. this is not drill. This is not drill. So putting this as the representation of the sound, potentially misleading whoever sees this list, is terrible. Like, it's such a god-awful thing, because drill has some hard-hitting goddamn bangers in it. But you are just representing it by a fucking pop track. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Also, I feel like putting this and not Chief Keef or something is also kind of a cardinal sin, considering that fucking Chief Keef is literally one of the pioneers of this genre and this sound.
Bap, move from the gate now.
Boom bap, enter the Wu-Tang. Sure, if you want. There's also Nas, Illmatic, but either or I think is a fine pick. It's whatever, I guess. One of the few decent picks.
Do anybody in the house remember when
And then G-Funk, you chose a random Snoop Dogg album. Like, not even Doggy Style or fucking The Chronic or like any of these albums that people actually fucking remember and care about. You chose The Dogfather. Are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, not to discredit this album, because I'm sure it's fine in its own right. But, who have you heard in, like, the past, like, ever talk about The Dogfather? And I know, saying something is the best doesn't mean you have to be, like, objective or take other people's consideration into it. But when you're making, like, a list and trying to be objective of best album from every hip-hop subgenre, you're essentially, like, trying to... these videos are sort of supposed to be, like, introductory to the hip-hop genre or, like, different genres in general. There's another channel I've been watching lately that does a similar style of video to this, where it's, like, more objective and more less opinionated, and trying to be like introductory things to different genres, like Adeem 3K. Like, look at this. Best 3 albums from every rock subgenre. We click on it. All these rankings are based off albumoftheyear.org and should not be, and therefore are not my opinion, so don't be mad at me in the comments. So he's using like objective statistics and user data from other sources to source this information. This dude is just coming out and saying, you know what? I think this random Snoop Dogg album that you've never heard of is the best album in all of G-Funk. Like, yeah, it's good to have opinions, and my channel is strongly based on my opinions. I think trying to be objective is stupid as shit. Also, this cat keeps getting on my desk. What do I do about that? What am I do? Like, I think trying to be objective is just plain out fucking stupid. Everyone has their own opinion. Be vocal about your opinion. I hate people who try and be like, oh, well, I can see both sides of a thing. Have an opinion. But, like, this is stupid. This is fucking dumb.
Emily don't know me, hold on, homie, that's promo.
Interviews by the fool, considered a fool, cause I dropped.
First off, what the fuck is old school hip hop? Like, that is not a genre. That is not a subgenre. You cannot just say, oh, old music, that's a genre. Like, that is fucking dumb. So what, are the Beatles old rock? What are you talking about? Second off, this album should have been in the gangster rap section. Like, this should have been the best album for gangster rap. The hits from this album are fantastic. Biggest Charisma is just off the fucking charts. This should have been over there. But instead, you want to put it in a made-up subgenre called old school hip-hop? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I get that old school hip-hop is like a thing, kind of, in the sense that, oh, these albums are more old school and they are from a different time. But you wouldn't say, oh yeah, my favorite genre is old music. That's just a fucking stupid categorization, because it's just categorizing it not based off the sound, not based off what goes into it lyrically, topically, instrumentally, contextually. No, you're just saying that, yeah, we're gonna categorize this because of its age. So what? Fucking To Pimp a Butterfly in about 10 years is gonna be old school hip hop. So, okay, so what's the point of classifying it as jazz rap then? What the fuck are you doing?
Clocking 3 past 6 and going post.
Horrorcore. Goblin. Are you fucking kidding me? Not only is Goblin a bad album, it's also kind of bad horrorcore, because it's essentially just shock humor. And to be fair, that is entirely what horrorcore is, but it has no wit to it. Like a Marshall Mathers LP, there's at least some social commentary and stuff going on there, whereas Tyler, the Creator, is just like, oh, I raped a pregnant bitch and told my friends I had a threesome. Like, what? Like, it's literally just shock humor for the sake of being shocking, with no social commentary or statements ignorance about what's going on in the world. Not to say that I love the Marshall Mathers LP, because it's definitely an album that has grown off of me. There are some great tracks on there, but a good deal of the album's humor is just, wow, this guy's gay. Also, to leave out 3 6 Mafia, probably the most influential in all of horrorcore, the most essential that you should mention when talking about that subgenre, just to say, oh no, Tyler is better, actually. Tyler, the creator's like little thing he did where he just said slurs, that was pretty cool, instead of 3 6 Mafia actually painting horrifying imagery. Also, putting Goblin in horrorcore is essentially boxing Tyler, the creator, in for new for new listeners as a horrorcore artist, which he absolutely the fuck is not. Like I said, these videos are essentially catered towards new people getting into music, and to put Tyler, the creator, in a spot like this is to paint a terrible picture of what Tyler, the creator, is about, what he's always been about, and what he's doing currently, because he is so far removed from this that saying that this is such a good album and defining of the horrorcore genre, which it absolutely the fuck is not, is a terrible picture. Like, oh my god, my body is literally rejecting this opinion.
For some damn adventure time.
It's funny to me that people say that Kids See Ghosts is a pop rap album, yet also say that it's one of the best experimental hip hop albums. Like, look at this shit. How can it be both pop rap and experimental at the same time? Slight clarification for those of you missing the logic part of your brain. Obviously, I know that experimental pop is like a thing that exists, and you can be experimental in the field of pop, but pop rap is a specific subclassification of hip hop, and then experimental hip hop is a completely different subclassification of hip hop. It's like a mixing Macklemore and Death Grips together. It's not the fucking same thing. Don't get me wrong, I liked it when I listened to it, but since one of the members, Mr. Kanye West, went on his anti-Semitic rant, like a year and a half ago, or 2 years at this point, yeah, I haven't felt the need to listen to a single Kanye song. I don't want to give him my streams and give him money, so I just rather not. If you want to pick it, sure, it's whatever. Pop rap is not a subgenre that I'm exactly like going to die over. It's whatever. I don't really care too much. We need some more girls in here. We need some more girls in here. And then this pick was just fucking hilarious, because a lot of these lists tend to be US centric, and ignore any music coming from outside of the United States, but randomly we get Microphone Champion by Skepta, a grime album that I've never fucking heard of. Because whenever I hear anyone talk about UK grime, they're usually talking about Dizzy Rascal, I believe, Boy in the Corner, which most people universally agree is like a masterpiece. But I've literally never heard of this random ass Skepta album. Also, this song that he plays for it is absolutely fucking horrendous. Like, what the fuck is this? This is agreed. This is horrible.
Life like this is what you like.
And then this pick. Oh my fucking god. Like, when this pick came up, that was when I knew I had to do a video responding to this. Because obviously the other picks were fucking horrendous too. But this one is just like egregious on a whole other level, because not only is this a bad album, but it's not really a Christian rap album. Like, it's a rap album that mentions Christ here and there. It's a tomato in the same way that ketchup is. Like, I guess it has elements of a tomato, but when you get down to it, it's so far removed from that. Like, it is not that. What's funny is when I go on Album of the Year to look at best Christian hip-hop albums, by user score, we get Donda, which is a much better album, but I also still haven't listened to it in a while. Therapy Session by NF, Kanye, and then NF. I don't fucking like NF. But let's just say Lecrae, much better Christian hip-hop rapper, actually a Christian hip-hop artist, might I add, doesn't just make music and is a Christian figure, actually is, like, making music about Christ and stuff. Also, if we want to get slightly more abstract with it, since we're calling this a Christian rap album, fucking Chance the Rapper Coloring Book. That's like a 10 times better Christian rap album, if we're gonna call that Christian rap.
Oh, you look malnourished.
Hipster pop. Hipster pop. What the fuck are you talking about? I got mad because of the old school hip hop classification earlier, but this is another level of what the fuck are you talking about? Hardcore hip hop? Nah. Boom bap? Nah. Conscious hip hop? Nah. How about fucking hipster pop? Why don't we call it that? Are you fucking stupid? Like, yeah, there are tracks on here with more pop appeal, I guess, like fucking, what's your name? The one that you're playing. But most of this album is like East Coast hip hop and like boom bap hardcore hip hop. What the fuck is his hipster? Like, I'm trying to think of what albums I would call hipster pop. But I can't fucking think of any because that's not a real genre. Like, that is just some shit that you made up for this video. No, let me look for validation because I don't fucking think that this is a real thing. Like, hipster pop. I found a fucking Twitter link. I found a random playlist on Spotify. Oh, it just looks like it's a random fucking Spotify playlist, like one of those auto Spotify playlists that it just throws in random indie pop songs. So are you just saying that fucking Call Me If You Get Lost is indie pop? Because it's not. It's just absolutely fucking not. Like, not only because it's not in the indie pop style, but also because Kanye fucking, I keep spitting everywhere. I'm so passionate and angry about this video. Sorry. But yeah, it's just not an indie pop album like at fucking all. What are you talking about? I don't even have to have the discussion about whether or not this album is good because it doesn't matter because the album is not.
Let's go to Cannes and watch a couple indie movies that you never heard of.
Oh, is it indie pop because he said watch a couple indie movies? He said the word indie, and so you were like, oh, or maybe did you find it on the hipster pop playlist? Idea, maybe he found all these songs on playlists and is like, oh, this is what the genre is. I found What's Your Name on this album, and I think the song is pretty good, so I think the album genre is hipster pop. That is the only thing that I can think of right now, because how the fuck do you get hipster pop out of this? Like, you have to be missing a lobe. I feel like the person who made this list hasn't listened to these albums, or they found them in a random playlist and was like, yeah, I like this song. Let me throw it together. Let me see if you rock with me. Feel free to show me love. Literally no one in the comments is rocking with you. Trap is either DS2 or Rodeo, not Astro World. G-Funk is Doggy Style. Trap is not Astro World West. I assume Kanye West. Drill is not pop. It's absolutely the fuck not pop. Like, what are you talking about? Pop Smoke was a drill artist. They just used a non-drill song off his album, and yeah, that was a terrible thing that they did. Horrible List, agree. Boom Bap is Illmatic, yeah. Trash, agree. Literally nobody's liking this list, and it's clear to see why. It's a pretty terribly put together list. And it's just kind of a boring video, honestly. The songs play for way too fucking long. There's no intro, there's no outro, there's no showmanship, whatever. And all you're doing is editing things, so you can't use the excuse of, oh, I don't know how to do that. You're literally putting little title cards and then like a little music video segment. All you have to do is do that, but like for an intro and outro portion. That way the video, feels like it starts and you're not cutting into the middle of it. Just basic video production for you. Anyway, yeah, this video is fucking terrible. This video is terrible. I wonder what their other opinions are. Best rap albums 2005 to 2024. Why don't I just like skim this? I'm not gonna like do this whole video. You gotta be joking. Views, the best rap album of 2016. You have got to be Yeah, this video's over. Bye. Also, slight update, Cole Lim put out this video, Albums You Wanted versus Albums I Said, where it's him pretty much making a response video to the backlash for that video got. And what's funny is he leaves out a lot of the more egregious picks, like the hipster pop thing. He doesn't even acknowledge that at all. And it's just edited in the same style as before, so you don't actually get any opinion. It's a terrible video. Both videos suck.